She's a Stanford graduate and Forbes 30 Under 30 honoree who is both a tech employee and an author. Her latest novel, inspired by her own background in competitive chess, titled May the Best Player Win, explores themes of female empowerment. Here to share more is author Kyla Zhao. Kyla, thanks so much for being here at Live in the Bay.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, we are going to talk about your book in detail in just a bit, but I want to talk a little bit about you. You work in tech full-time, and you're also a writer. How do you manage to balance it all?
I think it helps that I think of writing as something fun and enjoyable, as an escape from my day job in some way. So I don't think of it as a chore or something that I dread, and I look forward to doing it.
I love that. Well, one of the major themes that you focus in your writing is having Asian characters that get to be a part of an uplifting storyline. And why is this important to you to write stories like this?
When I was younger, all the books and shows that I read and watched, they always had a girl with blonde hair and blue eyes as a main character. And so for the longest time, I thought that only people who look like that could be the main characters, while Asians like myself would be on the sidelines. And I think that it is so important, especially for younger children, to see characters that they can identify with and relate to. It helps them feel more seen, represented, and empowered.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, let's dive into your newest book, May the Best Player Win. Give me the background of what this is about.
Okay, so I describe it as a family-friendly version of The Queen's Gambit. It explores the very universal topics of gender stereotypes and the pressure to succeed through the eyes of a chess prodigy. And it happens to be set in the Bay Area.
And why did you choose the Bay Area as the setting for this?
I wrote this during the pandemic. I started writing it in 2020. We were all in lockdown. I was living alone in the Bay at that time. And I think in a way I was living vicariously through my characters and writing about all the places I wish I could go to if we could go out.
Yeah, and you have a lot of your personal experience in this book as well. Tell me about your experience playing chess growing up.
I started playing chess when I was 6, competed in scholastic tournaments throughout elementary and middle school, was even selected for my country's national junior squad. But I ended up dropping out of chess because of the increasing sense of not belonging and loneliness from being one of the few female players.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so in a way, this book felt like traveling back in time to my younger self and rediscovering the magic of chess through my character's eyes.
And what do you think that young readers will take away from this book, or what do you hope that they take away?
I hope they take away the idea that they should pursue what makes them happy and what they're passionate about, regardless of what other people might think or say. They should hold on to what brings them joy. And I just hope that this book is a fun and exciting read. You don't need to know chess to be able to read it.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that it's for everyone. Whether you know chess or you don't know chess, then people will still be able to get the most out of this book. So this is your 4th published novel, correct?
It's my 3rd, but I do have a 4th book coming out in 2026.
Okay, yes. Tell me about the one coming up.
It is historical fiction. It is also set in the Bay Area, but this time in the late 1940s, and it focuses on the rivalry of 2 Chinatown gangs in San Francisco. So a little bit different from this, but I think it explores similar concepts of, challenging gender stereotypes in a traditionally male-dominated space.
And why is that so important to you to focus on that theme?
I think it's the same as with Asian representation. Writing about these books will make girls feel more seen. Hopefully it emboldens them to believe that they can also achieve whatever they choose to put their mind to.
Amazing. Tell me a little bit about the writing process as you're, thinking about these storylines. What does that process look like for you to get the story down and then get it published?
With this book, it's a little bit different because, like you said, it's inspired by my own chess experience, my own chess career, so it's very personal. So I've been working on this book for 4 years.
Wow.
And I think it's because I had to spend so long polishing it and making sure I'm doing justice to my characters and their stories before I felt like I could finally share it with the public.
Wow. And so for 4 years, are you just rewriting and kind of refining? What does that practice look like for you?
Yeah, you're right. It is a lot of refining, a lot of rewriting. This is also my first children's novel after 2 adult novels, and I will say that this is by far the hardest book to write.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to do a children's novel after your 2 adult novels that you've published?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. So after talking to a lot of other chess players and coaches, it seems like the ages of 10 to 14 are that crucial age when a lot of players, especially female players, face a crossroads of whether to continue with chess or drop out entirely. So I hope that my book reaches those players at a crucial juncture in their chess career and hopefully provide some comfort and support as they go through that time.
Yeah, wow. Well, I definitely think that your book will do that. I'm sure that it's going to inspire a lot of young girls out there to know that they can play chess and compete with the best of them. So where can people find your book?
It is available at all major retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Bookshop, and also at your local bookstore.
And then where can people follow you to kind of see what's coming up next as well?
My website is kylazhao.com, and I'm also on Instagram, Kyla J. Zhao.
All right. Well, Kyla, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your latest novel. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.